Today, what I want to finish off at is quest design. Why many MMOs rely on repetitive grind quests. So let's dive into it. Jesus. Oh, part 1. Okay.
You know, we haven't talked about MMOs in a while, and I don't think we've ever really talked about quest design as a whole, so today we're going to start tackling that subject. We'll probably be referencing the secret world a lot in this episode, because even though it is woefully unpolished, horribly buggy, and occasionally has UI design that hasn't been acceptable since the 80s, it is hands down the best example of quest design that I have seen in an MMO. And it...
Is that MMO? I literally never played it. The Secret World? What the fuck is this? Secret World? Did you guys play Secret World? This is MMO from Funcom? It's the same people that are making Dune. You can still play this? Oh, it launched 8 years ago. Okay. What the fuck? Okay. No, me neither.
It does more to deliver powerful narrative moments and immersive experiences than MMOs with far bigger budgets and far better graphics. We are going to try to keep this episode totally comprehensible without any prior knowledge of the game. But if you're interested in quest design and you haven't played Secret World, I'd recommend it as an incredible opportunity to learn.
Okay.
All right then, let's start with the basics. Very often, quest design is limited to a few standard types of activities. 1, kill quests, which are kill X number of critters. 2, fetch quests, or go and bring me this thing.
Yes.
3, FedEx quests, or go and deliver this thing to this place.
Okay.
4, collect quests, which are go get X number of things, although usually this is just an arbitrary layer on top of the standard kill quest.
Yes.
And 5, escort quests, which are really just a variant of the FedEx quest with an irritatingly slow-moving...
Escort quests are so fucking boring. Literally, NPCs doesn't take things seriously, despite the narrative it's giving us. They're buggy, take long. Yeah, I don't know, I never enjoyed any escort quests.
NPC that you have to keep alive. So why? Why are there pretty much 5 types of quests that make up 90% of MMO quest design? It's because many designers conceptualize their games as only being about combat and traversal.
Yeah. Wait, is that bad? You know, guys, how I always say combat and walking, the world exploration, are like top priorities in the game experience? He's calling me out. Okay, let's see.
And with only those 2 levers, there's a limited amount that you can really do. Moreover, there's a limited amount you have to teach your player to do. You see, most MMO quests...
Oh, I see. So he's not saying these are bad things. It's just that we shouldn't limit the design to those 2 things. Okay, I get it. That's fine. That makes sense. Yeah, it's just priorities. Yeah.
...are used to direct the player through the experience rather than to be engaging in and of themselves. Kill quests direct you toward more appropriate mobs for you to be fighting at your level. FedEx quests direct you to the next zone you should be in.
Yes.
Fetch quests teach you the hubs you need to know about in the zone you're in, and so on. And therein lies the problem. If you see the quest system simply as a way to propel the player through the treadmill of leveling, if you see the quests primarily as a way to funnel players to the mobs they'll have to grind and through the places they'll have to pass to get to the max level, then you are doing it all wrong.
That only applies to theme park MMOs. Just keep that in mind. This is only in theme park MMOs. Sandbox MMOs don't have linear progression. So you can't really tell player where to go because it's up to them to decide. Alright? Just saying. So this is a criticism fired at games like World of Warcraft.
The quests themselves should be something that the player wants to do, inherently, not just for the reward. Historically, this type of thinking really only became the norm in the World of Warcraft era. Prior to WoW, MMOs were either largely undirected, like Ultima Online, or their quests were about exploration, like in EverQuest.
Yeah.
In EverQuest, you didn't have a quest log in the modern sense, and you didn't simply click on an NPC with an exclamation point over their head in order to get a quest. Instead, you had to talk to the NPC. You would hail them in chat, and if you said specific words to them, they would let you know about the quest. So, for example, you'd walk up to a barkeep, and you'd say, "Hail," and he might say back, "Fancy a bite to eat, or are you here to deal with the rats?" And the word rats would be in brackets, see? And if you replied, "I'm here to deal with the rats," then he'd tell you that he'd give you 2 silver for every rat tail you brought him, and send you a key to the cellar. Where it really got interesting was in finding out the things that the game didn't draw attention to. But for example, later in your journey, you fight your way down to the bottom of a knoll cave, and you just happen to dive into the lake at the deepest level. At the bottom of the lake, there's just a ring, sitting there, no explanation. The ring has okay stats, I guess, but the item description has some flavor text that tells you, on the inside, the ring reads, "A promise for a lifetime." Interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe you decide to wear it for a while.
What's that?
Then, one day, you encounter someone in another town who tells you a story of a girl who threw herself off the knoll cliffs after her husband was killed by the city guards. Without the game giving you any hints or prompting, you ask them about a ring in chat, and he tells you that the deceased girl was the barkeep's daughter, and she had a ring inscribed with a promise for a lifetime from her beloved. You then return to the barkeep, and in the trade window, you give him the ring, and he starts you on an adventure across continents to finally bring rest to his daughter's soul.
So, okay, yes. This looks extremely interesting, and I think Apogea follows this example, by the way. Just like an example of a game that is modern. That assumes that a player is incentivized enough. In other words, they have a will to go and dive into that lake for no reason. Do you know what I mean? You have to exhibit that innate curiosity of exploration. You need Witcher 3 completionists playing MMO for that to happen. And it's great when it happens. It really is. But imagine a guy coming from work and deciding what to play. And they have a game which has, like, think about Witcher 3, because I use that as an example. You have Witcher 3, which has great franchise, great lore. The player already probably has developed some kind of emotional connection with the character or other, like, secondary characters. They've made some, progress that they need to build up on. And there is MMO, like the one in the video, potentially, that has no imposed purpose. And it's on you to find it. You don't know how long you're gonna be searching for that purpose. You actually don't know if you're gonna have fun searching for that purpose. And to be honest, you don't even know if you're gonna find it. Which game you think the player will log into? I know. The reason why you have quests, which are go fetch me, go kill, is because they are an easy to-do list that player can log in and feel some kind of sense of progress. And by doing them, right? Feel some kind of sense of progress. Now, I know this video questions the quality of that activity. Go fetch, go kill. But I believe it's on the designer of the game to figure it out how to write narrative around that, to make that go fetch and go kill interesting enough. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with quests which ask you to do that. Is the story around them that is lacking? If they are, an example from real life, you have a car. The minute car breaks, it's piece of shit, piece of garbage, pile of trash. But when it works, it's your toy. It's your love. Anyone touches it, you're gonna rip their arm off. Because you have this narrative around the car that it is the extension of yourself. It is a useful thing that helps your life keep going. But the minute it breaks, it's useless. And it's like, fuck, piece of shit, need to fix that. Where I'm gonna find money and blah, 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 you know what I mean? Is exactly with the game. The minute you remove narrative, the minute you remove that bubble, everything is basically, it's just raw. It's all about narrative. It's all about the lore. It's all about the story. And the way, you know how 50% of the success behind a joke is how you tell that joke? Same goes with quests. For the most part, I don't want to use my own brain playing through the quests. Use enough brain power during work. I mean, yeah... But you do use brain when you read books, right? And you usually read books in bedtime, and clearly there is brain power if it's needed. It's just you need to make it worthwhile to spend that brain power.
It may be a little hyperbolic to say so, but the game was about understanding the world and using the lore to solve problems. It was about being inquisitive and about rewarding the player for being curious about the people and the places in this world. Objects weren't just about stat gain, and quests weren't just about gear and leveling. The goal here was to change how the player thought about the world, and to get them to engage with it as a living thing rather than a game object. It was also to encourage curiosity. It was built to get the player not only searching out the world in terms of physical space, but also trying different interactions with NPCs in order to discover the historical or mythological space of this world. Alas, we have gotten James started writing about EverQuest, and now we haven't even started talking about the secret world yet. Next week, we will give a few more examples of quest design that stray from the usual kill or FedEx variety, which means we will be talking about the secret world quite a lot. Additionally, we'll be talking about the problem that clumping up quests causes, as well as why allowing the player to carry dozens of quests at once is actually detrimental. I hope you didn't mind the EverQuest ramble, and I hope you stick with us for part 2 next week.
Yeah, no, this is a great video, but this video is 11 years old. This is a great video. Okay, my final comment to that video, by the way, which is this one. So, nowadays, people have access to things like Wowhead, Fandom Wiki, online tools like quest finders. I will give you an example before I explain what's happening. Schedule 1. Big name, right? People love that game. People have already created tools, charts, and add-ons that allow you to min-max the game immediately. Those charts tell you right the fuck away how to pair dealer with clients, what to mix to make the most efficient drug, how to proceed with buying buildings in what order, okay? What percentage of efficiency you get by using normal skateboard versus golden skateboard. There are Reddit threads about every single mechanic in that game that you can min-max within seconds of reading it. Tell me where to find those players, because I don't know. Where's the player that logs into MMO and spends 5 hours just walking around, fucking around, while his baby's crying in the background, wife is mad, and the second wife is calling him and shit, and he searches for shit that he doesn't even know exists, just for the fun of it? No, he's gonna go to Google, load up whatever MMO wiki, okay, and he's gonna go through what other people say. They're gonna replicate builds, they're gonna replicate quest lines, they're gonna find the items that gives them most power. They will immediately know where that fucking ring is in what lake, exactly with X and Y coordinates. Because that's how people are. Dude, Schedule 1 again. I'm playing this with friends. They were mad at me for trying to figure things out for myself. Like, they were like immediately impatient because they weren't like min-maxing, progressing the fucking game. And guess what? We min-maxed the game. We put in 16 hours into Schedule 1 and we have nothing else to do. And what the experience that could have been 40 hours long, it was 16 hours long. And now we're like literally, we don't have any incentive of playing it. And yesterday was the evening that we were supposed to play the game. We didn't. Because it was just boring. And we literally like bestowed that upon ourselves. That's what I mean. Like, it's hard, man. It's hard, man, because people are wired to get it right now. Especially with the fucking, the new generations that they are impatient as fuck. They don't know a world without the internet. They expect things immediately. Why do you think Amazon has same-day delivery? Of course, because people want that, not because Amazon is great. People want that shit. They will pay extra for that shit. People are impatient. They want meta builds immediately on the 0 day. Okay? So, this is great, but this video is 11 years old. And I'm just saying, like, nowadays, this is even harder to create in a game. Any game, even single-player game. People will fucking min-max Dragon's Dogma 2 immediately. Yeah, it's just, like, let's be honest. So, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, watching video like this is a very interesting talking point. And they bring up great ideas that are products of their own time. But we have to put that through filter of 2025. But anyway, chat, so yeah, this is my rant. This is actually a great video, by the way. Really good video, and I can't wait to watch the second part, which is 8 minutes long. So very, like, bite-sized discussion point about quest design. Because, again, like, I was thinking about why I'm doing all of this lately. Because after the chat with Ed was like, Bybsie, you have to know why you're doing this. The same way I have to know why I'm designing Apogea. And I know my why, but I was, like, really peeling that onion off. And I'm arriving at a point that I think I just want, selfishly, make MMOs interesting again. I want to shoot down things that I don't like about MMOs, so I don't see any more of them. But also I want to praise things that I like, so I see more of them. And the only way for me to do that is to stay on top of the thing, stop on top of the market, go through ideas from developers, criticize them, give feedback, and show games, give them platform if I like them. And this is probably my why. I literally just want a good MMO where my partner comes back from home and before she takes off her jacket, her PC is already working. I want that MMO because it's great for everyone. And I guess this is my why. This is literally the why behind this channel. To find the MMO that is just fucking good to play. Great video and chat. This is my why. And I hope you can guys like join me on this journey. And it may be ups and downs. But I really hope that we will average some kind of progress. Like we won't be in this like plateau status quo. We will actually bring something good to the MMO market. So I'm gonna expose all the good. I'm gonna expose all the bad. I don't give a fuck because I just want a good game. I'm selfish. Like I don't want people messaging me on Steam to play Schedule 1. I'm glad it's there. I had fun. But I want people to message me, hey, you wanna play World of Warcraft 2? I can't wait. I'm like, hell yeah, dude. I want a game that's the second WoW Classic release type of fun. Yeah. Exactly.
Subscribe.